There's a family living in the barge. They've got the sweetest dog. Once I even saw a Jewish couple walking along the street. I felt I was gazing at one of the 7 wonders of the world. It gave me such a funny feeling, as if I'd denounced them to the authorities.
We've just come out of one of the most concentrated and fierce nights of fighting, a night in which we struck hard one particular front along the enemy's positions and struck through. The infantry attacked to the tune of another shattering artillery bombardment and broke...
My dear friends, today we have news of our own. We all know the dreadful things that are happening outside. I wonder if you'd consider another person joining us.
Who?
Mr. Albert Dussel.
Oh, I know him. He's that dentist.
He's very respectable.
He's at Meep's apartment now, waiting for your decision.
But why him? I mean, you wouldn't let my cousins come.
Mr. Dussel's a single man. We only have room for one.
One more mouth to feed.
So we could all eat a bit less.
Speak for yourself.
Oh, don't be such a greedy guts. He's not going to smoke all your precious cigarettes, is he?
Well?
Yes, yes, yes.
Thank you, dear friends.
Mr. Dussel arrived at the office, and when Meep brought him upstairs and told him we were behind the bookcase, he was so astonished he nearly fainted. Thank goodness she didn't leave him in suspense any longer.
What are you doing here? I thought you were in Switzerland.
Please, sit.
Smoke?
No. Thank you. The Weissmans swore they saw you being taken away in a truck, and Mr. Niklaus said that you'd gone into hiding in the country.
What's happened to Ilse?
Who?
Darling, let him get his breath.
Ilse Wagner, she lives in your building.
The parents were taken away. I don't know what happened to the children.
No.
Herman van Daan. You know my wife, Petronella?
Of course.
This is my son, Peter.
Peter.
Would you care for a cup of coffee, Mr. Dussel? It's ersatz, I'm afraid, and we have to make it in a jug. I'm still waiting for my coffee machine.
You can have some of our sugar.
What's happening? Please tell us.
6,000 Jews have gone. They've even started to take them out of the lunatic asylums. There's talk of mass sterilization.
Please.
Let's speak later.
You never told us.
I would care.
Now, we have to keep quiet until lunchtime.
I'm so very grateful.
I finished.
Why does he have to sleep here?
He has nowhere else to go.
But why with me?
He said it would be unsuitable for me to share a room with a grown man.
Well, I don't matter, I suppose.
You don't mean that.
I'm just a child.
He did ask if you minded.
What was I supposed to say?
Anne, I'd rather be here with you.
This is my bed?
You've got the long one. We had to prop up my mattress with the chair.
I hope you'll find me a pleasant companion. Many of my patients are children. I get on very well with them.
I'm not a child, actually. I'm 13. You can put your things in here. I'm not exactly delighted at having a stranger use my things, but you have to make sacrifices for a good cause. And I'm glad I can make this small one. Who's that?
My fiancée, Lotte.
But he's ancient. Can I have a look? What lovely blonde hair. I like the flick-ups. She looks much younger than you.
Yes, yes. She'll be horrified when she finds I've gone. She has no idea where. You see, well, of course, nor did I.
We've been gone for 4 months now. Don't know what my friends are thinking. Don't know if they're still there. But we keep cheerful. We have to stay cheerful.
More potatoes, Mrs. Frank. Thank you. More potatoes, Mr. Dussel.
Prospectus for the Secret Annex. A unique facility for the accommodation of Jews and other displaced persons. Open all year round. No charge, low-fat diet, running water in the bathroom, and various inside and outside walls.
She hasn't finished yet.
It is forbidden to listen to German news bulletins, as only the language of civilized people may be used.
Here, here.
No leisure activities allowed outside the house until further notice, though calisthenics are encouraged by management and singing is allowed after 6 p.m. The end. Yours, Anne.
Good night, Anneliese.
Good night, Mr. Dussel.
Iskada, Shmeira, Bianodi, Fukirse, Viamech, Machuse, Vachaicho, Vlecho, Vachaicho, Beit Yisrael, Bialuvis, in Viefim, Amen. Morning, Anneliese.
Morning.
Mr. Dussel is a champion sportsman, don't you know? He's so old. He likes to keep himself trim, unlike some people I could mention.
You don't have to sleep with him. And he snores.
Morning, Mr. Dussel.
Good morning, everybody. How's the rib, Mrs. Van Dam?
Oh, very painful, Mr. Dussel. Has she suddenly taken up exercises?
To get rid of her fat bottom, I suppose.
Just here. Just there. Mr. Dussel is a trained medic, Pooty.
We're lucky to have another expert on the premises.
That's why my friend Mr. Frank hired me. Think these should see us through the winter?
Oh! I wish you didn't have to sell spices. Why couldn't you have chosen something nice, like sweets?
In wartime, Anne, spices are more essential than ever.
to preserve meat and to flavour its substitutes. And so is pectin for making jam at home.
She knows that, Mr. Dussel. It was only a joke.
Wow. Mother Frank, the children's advocate. It must be hard for Father trying to run a business from up here. Especially with his arthritis. Today there was an important meeting.
We'll have the other contracts prepared for tomorrow.
The negotiations were long and boring. Mr. Kleiman and Mr. Kugler did their best for us, but it turned out to be more serious than we expected.
The building's being sold.
And the new owner's coming this afternoon. To look it over.
God.
All sounds of breathing stopped. 8 hearts pounded. Footsteps on the stairs, then a rattling on the bookcase. He's so close. This moment is indescribable.
Stay here, idiot.
Mr. Kleiman.
I said I'd left the key to the annex at home.
They won't be taking over the lease until the spring. War may be over by then.
You don't really believe that, do you?
Edith.
What's the matter?
The greengrocer's gone.
What?
He's disappeared. No one knows what's happened to him.
He's been arrested.
We don't know that.
He'll tell the police about us.
Of course he won't.
He doesn't know about you.
He knows you get extra vegetables. He's a good man. I trust him completely.
Aren't you going to stay?
I've got to get home.
Me. We'll make sure she gets it.
Of course, Mr. Dussel.
Please give her all my love.
I always do. She asked me to give you this. There's a letter inside.
Thank you.
Mr. Dussel is slipping lower and lower in my estimation, and he's already below 0. Tim, you've got to say something.
Anne, please.
Why can he send out letters and I can't? He's putting us in danger. He's putting Meep in danger. If they catch us, she'll be tortured. What if his darling Lotta tells somebody? What if Meep gets followed back here?
Look, Mr. Dussel's fiancée has no idea where he is. She thinks he's hiding in the countryside. Oh, Anna, dearest, I disapprove just as much as you do.
Do something then.
He's lonely, dear. He's got nobody here who loves him.
He's not the only one. But it's so hard sometimes, holding my tongue when I want to scream and shout. I don't know how long I can bear it without exploding.
That measure of fire and steel which they have so often meted out to others. Ah, this is not the end. It is not even the beginning of the end. But it is perhaps the end of the beginning. And forward.
This war seems to be going on forever.
Always got your nose in a book, haven't you, young miss?
Well, Mr. Dussel's using my desk.
Eh?
Otherwise I'd be reading in my room.
Young ladies shouldn't be stuffing their heads with nonsense.
Perhaps you should read a bit more, Mr. Van Dam, then you wouldn't talk such rubbish.
Anne,
said Mr. Dussel was only going to stay for a few weeks.
Stop complaining.
Stop complaining and help your mother.
It's none of your business.
Don't you talk to my husband like that. Oh, I don't know how you put up with it. If she were my daughter, Don't you get sarcastic with me. Oh, I don't know. These modern girls.
Margot, stick up for me. Margot reads just as much as I do.
Margot doesn't answer back. She was such a good baby. Slept all through the night. Oh, just like my Peter. Didn't you, pet? And he learned to use the potty at 18 months.
Mother?
Our Peter's a good boy. He might not be an intellectual like you, but he's going to go places.
The trouble is, you know far too much about things you're not supposed to. Later on, when you're older, you won't be able to enjoy anything anymore.
That's not true.
You'll say, oh, I read that in some book 20 years ago, so you better hurry if you want to catch yourself a husband or fall in love, since everything's bound to be a disappointment to you. You know all there is to know, in theory. But in practice, well, that's another story.
Thank you, Mrs. Beaverbrook.
Why did you call her Mrs. Beaverbrook?
Because she's always agreeing with Mr. Beaverbrook on the wireless.
What does Mr. Beaverbrook say?
Haven't you been listening, dimwit? He says they're not bombing Germany hard enough. So I think she should be married to him.
Oh, you do you, Miss Quack Quack?
What did you say?
Miss Quack Quack?
Where did you find it? Give it back! Don't rip it, that's my school book! Give it!
By Anne Frank, class 6. As punishment
Give it back.
for talking in class. Quack, 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 said Mistress Chatterback.
No! You stole my pencil.
I haven't seen your stupid pencil. Ow!
Oh, what's the hurry? Having fun? Could anyone join in?
Is my desk free now?
Of course.
Baruch ata Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, v'tzivanu l'chadlik nea shel Hanukkah. And then Hanukkah arrived.
Manzu Yeshuasi, Lechana Elishabea, Tikom Beis Tifilasi, Visham Toda Nishabea, Liasafin Matbea, Mitzaham Nabea, Azemom Bishimo.
Excuse me.
Mooshki!
He peed on the floor.
Got his litter tray.
Idiot.
Quack quack.
It's 20 to 6, Mr. Dussel. Would you be good enough to let me use the desk now?
I'm not ready.
It's my turn.
I have important work to do, young lady.
So do I.
What? Scribbling in your diary.
It's my room just as much as yours.
You already have use of it for an hour and a